Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Nicholson. I am a student at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo who is studying abroad in Brighton, England for the fall semester. Today, I wanted to talk to you about some of the fun things I found to do in and around Brighton. I had a free week before my classes started, so I had plenty of time to tour around the town. Number 1, Stammer Park. This is a subsection of the South Downs National Park, which is an expansive area of protected land spanning 628 square miles in the southeast of England. Stammer Park surrounds the historic Stammer Estate, which consists of the main house, several public facilities, and gardens. The gardens have actually undergone restoration fairly recently, now being known as One Garden Brighton and hosting a variety of botanical displays. Really, it was beautiful and I enjoyed checking it out. In addition, the park sometimes also hosts public events or festivals, one of which I happened to catch. This is called the Apple Harvest Day, which, while it was very definitely a family-oriented event, I still had a lot of fun. They were selling cider and other Apple products, they had live music and dancing, and there were some cool demonstrations like the forging and this guy who was making hazel hurdles. Whatever those are. Stammer Park is also the gateway to plenty of public hiking trails which can offer beautiful views of the surrounding landscape. Number 2, the Royal Pavilion Gardens. This is basically a public park that's right near the heart of downtown Brighton. The architecture here is actually very interesting. The original estate was constructed in the late 1700s, while the buildings we see today were constructed in the 1820s by architect John Nash, who took inspiration from Indian architectural styles. Anyway, the gardens themselves are pretty low-key. There was a musician there one day who really made an impression on me. Seriously, props to him. Really good music. I also got to do my new favorite activity in Brighton, feeding the pigeons. There was this group of people off to one side who the pigeons were all swarming over, so I went to check it out. They had some rice and they gave me some, and the pigeons just climb all over you. I was shocked by how utterly tame these birds are. They have no fear of God. Also adjacent is the Brighton Dome, which is this big theater and concert hall that hosts local performances and also sometimes just public events. For example, one day I was down there and I came across the Sustainable Fashion Week at Brighton Hub. I'm not really a fashion person per se, but I do like to sew at home, so it was fun just popping in. Honestly, you could go anywhere in downtown Brighton on a Saturday and you'll probably find something. And this one's kind of a bonus because it's not really in Brighton, but may I please introduce you to the pastoral English village of Ditchling. It's about 4 miles away from Falmer and 6 miles away from Brighton proper, and is also over a fairly large hill, a fact I did not realize when I set out towards it. Google Maps' idea of a viable bike route is very different than mine. Still, the advantage of the hill is that you get some really lovely views of the surrounding countryside. And Ditchling itself was really cool too. They had this lovely old church. I'm not religious, but it was a really cool building. I also went to a pub called White Horse Free House. I got some fish and chips. The chips were just alright, but the fish was fantastic. All in all, I highly recommend doing something like this, if you're willing to walk 2 to 3 hours each way.